there is a chapter of history that school textbooks almost completely ignore. A time when Europe was struggling through the Middle Ages, but deep in West Africa, an empire rose to unimaginable heights. An empire so wealthy that its ruler owned more gold than any king, emperor, or billionaire in human history. Yet his name is rarely mentioned when we talk about the richest people ever. This story is not about a myth. It's recorded by economists, chroniclers, and world maps of the 14th century. This is the forgotten legacy of Mansa Musa, the ruler of the Mali Empire. A man whose generosity crashed economies, whose vision built universities, and whose influence forced the world to pay attention to Africa. Today, we uncover the truth about him. Who was this king? How did he become so powerful? And why does the world not celebrate him like it does other historic rulers? Let's find out. Chapter 1: The Forgotten Superpower of West Africa. History books often tell us about medieval Europe, castles, knights, plagues. What they skip is that during the same era, West Africa was home to one of the strongest empires in the world, the Mali Empire. A kingdom sitting directly on top of some of the richest gold fields ever discovered. Trade routes snaked through the Sahara, carrying salt, copper, ivory, and above all gold. This empire was founded by the legendary Sundiata Keita, who united the Mande people and created a thriving system of governance, trade, and culture. By the early 1300s, Mali controlled almost half of the world's known gold supply. That is the stage upon which Mansa Musa, a ruler destined to shock the world, enters the history books. Chapter 2: A King Beyond Imagination. Musa Keita I becomes ruler in 1312. A devout Muslim, a skilled administrator, a leader determined to expand both power and culture. He begins strengthening control over trade routes and resource-rich regions like Wang Era, gold mines, and Tagaza, salt mines. Under his rule, Mali expands to almost 2,000 kilometers across West Africa, becoming the largest empire in African history at that time. Taxes flood into the capital Niamey, transforming Mali into an unstoppable economic engine. Mansa Musa isn't just rich personally. His entire empire's economy is built on gold. Modern economists try estimating his wealth and often conclude, adjusted to today's terms, he may be worth over $400 billion. More than Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, or any oil monarch. This is not fiction. This is recorded history. Chapter 3: The Pilgrimage That Broke the Global Economy. In 1324, Mansa Musa decides to perform the Hajj, the pilgrimage to Mecca. Not in a small royal group, not quietly. He marches into the Sahara with 60,000 people. Soldiers, scholars, attendants, slaves, imams, musicians. A royal train so huge that eyewitnesses were stunned into silence. He brings 100 camels, each carrying up to 136 kilograms of solid gold. People along the caravan route receive gifts. Gold coins, gold bars, gold dust. Then comes Cairo. Mansa Musa spends so much gold there, giving to the poor, sponsoring mosques, trading lavishly, that he crashes the gold market. Gold loses value for 12 years straight. Economists estimate this single king's generosity caused economic inflation across North Africa and the Middle East. One man, one pilgrimage, a continent-wide financial crisis. This is the moment the outside world realizes Africa has a superpower. Chapter 4: The City Where Books Were Worth Gold. The pilgrimage is not just religious. It is political strategy. Mansa Musa returns with architects, scholars, poets, engineers from Cairo and other Islamic centers. He invests heavily in education and architecture. The spotlight lands on Timbuktu. Once just a trading outpost, it becomes the Harvard plus Dubai of the medieval world. He builds the legendary Sankore University, which eventually contains hundreds of thousands of manuscripts, mathematics, astronomy, law, literature, a beacon of global knowledge. For the first time in history, books become more valuable than gold in West Africa. Timbuktu transforms into a global center of learning, attracting students from Spain, Egypt, Arabia, and beyond. This is the golden age of African intellectual history, a chapter many schools today never mention. Chapter 5: The World Bows to the King of Gold. After his pilgrimage, Europe's geographers take notice. The Catalan Atlas of 1375 shows a confident black king sitting on a throne, wearing a golden crown, holding a golden orb, labeled as ruler of Mali. This is the first time many Europeans learn about West Africa's wealth. Maps change. Trade ambitions shift. Suddenly, everyone wants a piece of Mali's gold. The world's attention turns to Africa, and centuries later, European colonizers would chase the same wealth. Chapter 6: End of an Era. Mansa Musa rules for around 25 years and dies in 1337. His son Magan Keita takes over, but he lacks Musa's political genius. Trade routes shift. Rival empires rise. Internal struggles weaken the state. Slowly, the Mali Empire declines. Even so, the memory of Musa never disappears. Arab scholars preserve his story. Timbuktu's manuscripts survive. Gold never forgets its king. Chapter 7: Legacy of the Richest Man Ever. Mansa Musa isn't just a story about wealth. He represents an Africa deeply connected to global trade, the society built on education and architecture, a Muslim empire embracing both religion and culture, a reminder that history is more than kings of Europe. The richest man alive did not use his fortune for palaces alone. He built knowledge, he built culture, he built a future. Yet ask an average student, who was the richest person in history? They rarely say his name, which raises the final question. If history can forget someone like Mansa Musa, what else has been erased from the story of Africa? History often hides powerful stories behind layers of silence. Mansa Musa's legacy proves that Africa wasn't just a continent of colonies, as many portray it today. It was a global power center, a region of culture, education, and wealth so vast that a single king's generosity shook the global economy. He used wealth not to exploit people but to uplift knowledge. He understood that a nation's real strength comes from books, students, and ideas, not gold alone. This is why Timbuktu once became the greatest center of learning in the world. Even after 700 years, his story continues to challenge stereotypes. It reminds us that entire civilizations have been erased from mainstream narratives, which makes us ask, what else are we not being told? If you want more hidden histories like this, share this video and subscribe to uncover the true past of our world, because knowledge is the greatest treasure we can own.